All right, I wanted to record another video for my kids, and this one was about, the last one was about happiness that I just made. I realized that happiness is kind of more complicated because I made it sound like, oh, if you do good things, you'll be happy. And happiness doesn't really work that way. It's a little more complicated. Well, it kind of does, but it kind of doesn't. So I want to explain a little bit about how happiness does work so people can understand. So I like to think of happiness kind of like being a formula. So I'll sure, sweetheart.
I had two today.
Sure. Sure. So if you think about a formula being something you put together these ingredients and it creates something, that's kind of the way happiness works as well. So you have to have the right ingredients. So for example, let's say we want to make fire. In order to make fire, we need oxygen, we need fuel, and if we have those things, and they're the proper structure and the proper amounts, then you will have fire. Now with happiness, the ingredients are your thoughts, your behaviors, and a functioning brain structure or body. And if you have those things, then you'll have the appropriate emotion. So let's think about this in terms of two emotions here. So if you think happy thoughts and you engage in behaviors that are conducive with happiness. Sure, sweetheart.
I only had one.
Okay. And your body is functioning appropriately, then you'll be happy. But if you think sad thoughts and you have sad behaviors and your body is functioning as it should properly, then you will have sadness. So a really straightforward thing. Some people have really happy thoughts, but they'll engage in sad behaviors, and then they won't feel happy, and they'll wonder, well, why am I not feeling happy? Or sometimes they'll engage in really happy behaviors, but their thoughts will be really sad. And then they'll wonder, why am I not happy? And sometimes people will have happy thoughts and happy behaviors, but maybe they have something's wrong with their brain. Maybe they have brain damage, or maybe they had a stroke, maybe they had some kind of injury, or maybe some sort of genetic problem with their brain, and it prevents them from having happiness. That's where medication can be helpful sometimes. So here is kind of the formula for different emotions. So now let's move over and talk a little bit about your thoughts. Thoughts are complex things. It can be complicated to understand exactly how they work, but they're composed of what you think about, the way you think about it, the world that you live in, which means more like your paradigm, and what this can be influenced by. So first of all, what you think about. Well, that's a really nice thought. That's a puppy. Thinking about puppies will make me happy, right? Well, it's not quite that simple. The way that you think about it is important. For example, if you think, here's this puppy, someday this dog will die. Well, that's terrible. If you think about that all the time in relation to this puppy, you'll feel really sad. Well, I mean, it's terrible. Everything's real, make a judgment call whether it's terrible or not. But anyway, you get the idea. That's a sad aspect of this puppy's life, is at the moment that it dies and the time after its death. But if you think about how much fun you could have with a dog, that can cause you to be happy. So it's not just what you think about, it's also the way that you think about it. So thinking about certain moments over other moments. Thinking about the good times, the good things that you had, as opposed to just the negative sides of things. But it's not just the way you think about it, it's also the context. So thinking about this puppy in the context of a world where you believe that everyone's out to hurt you, and you think everyone's dangerous and people are mean and scary and things are mean and scary, if you have these beliefs about the world that you live in, you can still end up feeling very unhappy, even if you're thinking about a puppy and having fun with a puppy. If that fun is all in the context of feeling afraid or feeling in danger or feeling like things are out to get you or the world's a terrible place, it can still obstruct your ability to feel happy just because of the beliefs that you have about the world that you live in, as opposed to thinking of the puppy being this safe, wonderful place. The world is a wonderful place to live. It's got beautiful things in it, and there's all these wonderful things out there that I can experience and do, and I'm safe. I'm in a safe place. That's very different. So and these kind of things can be affected by all sorts of things. People's religious beliefs can be very influential on the way that they view the world. Some people might view the world as being a place where if they make any mistakes, then God's going to punish them and throw them in hell forever, and they're going to be miserable forever. Or they could think of the universe being a wonderful place where they have all these opportunities to be happy, and maybe God's a loving person. Maybe they don't believe in God, or whatever they may believe about the world. So anyway, I hope all this was helpful in the way that you think about the world and understanding happiness.